speak some truths, if you don't mind. Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running.
All right, I'm going to be stopping this and starting this from time to time. I'm going to leave the video, the full video, in the description if you want to go and check it out. By this time, you've probably already seen it. But look at that face. I wanted to stop it right there to let you know that that's the type of face that is given to someone who's in authority over someone else. I give that face to my kids when they're doing something that they know they shouldn't be doing, right? Like you do, right? That one right there. Like, are you really going to keep doing that? You know I said not to do that. I am in authority. I'm your daddy, right? And that's exactly what Obama believes. He believes that he is our daddy. Now, we're going to try to listen to him and understand where he's coming from. But why are we not seeing the type of turnout that we saw for him in 2008? We're going to let him speak, and then we're going to give some thoughts on it. Let's just continue listening. But remember this face.
Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
Oh, boy.
So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly.
All right. So he said he's seeing that it is more pronounced among the brothers, right? The brothers, right? You know, normally he talks to us like that when he's really trying to connect, right? The brothers, right? I doubt that Barack Obama has talked like that in his life growing up in Hawaii with his adoptive parents. That's not his context. He did not grow up like that. I can promise you that he didn't grow up talking like that. But because Democrats believe in the soft bigotry of low expectations and have very little respect for black men, they think we all think alike. They think that we can be manipulated with symbolism and the like. They're going to talk to us this way. So let's listen into what he thinks is the reason why Kamala's not polling the way that he did in 2008 among the brothers.
And say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like him.
No, she did not grow up like us. Kamala grew up as an Indian woman. She grew up Hindu. She didn't grow up like me. So, strike number one.
Knows you.
She doesn't know me. She doesn't know what it's like to be a black person in America. She may have cosplayed a little bit by going to an HBCU, but she does not know what it's like to grow up black in America. She did not have that experience.
Went to college with you.
Okay, she went to a black HBCU. I know many Vietnamese people that went to HBCUs because the HBCU that I attended had a great pharmaceutical program. And they understood that if they went there, they would excel and be placed well into pharmacy schools. I went to a HBCU that had a great pre-med program. There were there were some white people there. There were some Asian people there. Doesn't mean that they are automatically considered black because they went to an HBCU.
Understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences.
Again, this woman is cosplaying as black. If you haven't been watching Candace Owens' takedown of Kamala's heritage, I would suggest that you go over. I will link one of her videos in the description. Not that she needs much a plug from me because she's almost to 3 million subscribers. I haven't even gotten to 3,000. But again, you need to check her out because she's doing great work. She's essentially proving how useless the mainstream media is these days because she had an inkling that Kamala was lying about her heritage, and then the threads just started to unravel.
Just had to work harder and do more.
She's not had to work harder. Everybody knows how she got her start. She got her start under Willie Brown, doing things for Willie Brown that cannot be named here on YouTube. That's how she got her start. That's how her political career took off. That's not a struggle.
And overcome.
This is where I would put it. We shall overcome. They keep pulling us in with this. Oh, black people have had to overcome more than white people in America. He is an elite, and so is she. They're both elites. They didn't have to overcome anything. She was installed as the Democratic nominee. What did she have to overcome? I guess you could say she had to overcome her terrible polling numbers from the first time she ran for president. She got the vice president job because of DEI, and now she's being handed the nomination, again, because of diversity, equity, and inclusion. What has she had to overcome? That's the question we want to ask. Like what I have to overcome.
And achieves the second highest office in the land.
Jeez.
And is putting forward concrete proposals.
All right. The concrete proposals, $1 million of loans, up to $20,000 for black men and others, legalization of weed. What else? What else has she given us? The reparations, but not reparations, and then maybe studying reparations. She's constantly moving the target. What else has she given us? Oh, well, she's going to make sure that our parents can get, and he's going to even say this in the video, that our parents can get the medication that they need because of the Affordable Care Act. She's going to keep that going. The Affordable Care Act that made healthcare unaffordable. My premiums went up to $1,400 a month when the Affordable Care Act came out. Very affordable.
To directly address the things that are vital in our neighborhoods and our communities.
That's not vital in my neighborhood, in my community. I live around a bunch of black homeowners. Legalization of weed is the last thing on my mind. I've started multiple small businesses without the government's help. I don't need the government's help. I'm on track to own a couple of new businesses coming within the next 2 to 5 years. I've got business plans set out for that as well. But again, I'm not interested in the things that Kamala is putting out there because they don't affect me. My skin hue does not determine the things that I like and the things that I need. But they assume that it does.
From housing to making sure that our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford.
I own my own house.
And making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high and are committed to.
Why are because they're currently in office. Both she and Biden are in office now. Rent high. Groceries high. Everything high. Why? That's the question. Why? It's not Trump who did this. It's her administration. She's a part of the Biden-Harris administration. We can't turn the page to something new when we go with the same thing that's happening right now.
Is committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act, so everybody's got help here, and cares about things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's on one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person.
How so? Show me the receipts. Show me the receipts that Donald Trump has shown a disregard for people that look like me. Show me the receipts. Because I can show you the receipts of the progressive movement and how they have dismissed black men. Show the receipts. Because we are the last voting bloc that they think about. Okay, you want to talk about illegal immigration. Where are these illegal immigrants being housed? They're being housed in poor black communities. They are taking jobs that black men would use to rise up. Their crimes are being committed against black people in these communities where they're being shipped. You're not thinking about us when you bring in vast number of illegal immigrants to compete with us for jobs. You're not thinking about black men when you continue to promote the wholesale slaughter of our progeny via reproductive rights. You don't think about us when those things are happening.
And you're thinking about sitting out?
Yeah, I'm not thinking about sitting out massa.
But, you know, Cousin Pookie might need to be voted.
Cousin Pookie. This dude is so racist. It's crazy. He looks down on your cousin Pookie might be. Who has a cousin Pookie? Does he have a cousin Pookie? You can't talk to us like that. I'm sorry. Oh,
You come up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that.
Reasons, yes. Excuses, no. And we don't care about what you have a problem with. The last time you were able to maneuver us like that or jerk us around like you're trying to jerk us around like was 2008. In 2012, we started to see you for who you were. And we started to move away from the Democratic Party. Went from 95 down to 80. Down to 87, I believe. We don't need you to tell us what you have a problem with. You're not our daddy. Do you understand that? You ain't Uncle Barack. You ain't Massa Barack. You ain't Daddy Barack. You're just another dude to us right now. And you're one of those, you're on that plantation. You're an overseer to us.
Because part of it.
And this, look at how he's wagging his finger at us. See, you're lucky you're in a room with a bunch of cucks who believe what you're saying and are in lockstep with the ideas that present that mess to somebody who actually disagrees with you. Pointing your finger at people like you're in charge of us.
Makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now. Part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president.
No, I'm not feeling the idea of having a woman as president at all. It doesn't, but that is not the point. The point is that she's terrible. The point is that if you're going to put a woman up, at least make it somebody who's worthwhile considering voting for. Now, your policies are trash, but Kamala Harris is not qualified to to be the head of the executive branch of the United States of America. The executive branch of government of the United States of America. She is not qualified to be the leader of the military. She is not qualified to stand in the face of other foreign dictators and tyrants and make them back down. She is not qualified to protect our borders. She is not qualified to do any of these things because her track record has proven that she is not qualified. And you can't pull the wool over our eyes and make us believe that she is.
And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that.
It's not even hard to come up with other reasons. Trump's better.
And I think anybody you are talking to in a barbershop, anybody you are talking to in your house, in your family, at church, who is coming with that kind of attitude, I think you have to ask them, well, how can that be? Because the women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time.
And that doesn't mean that does not follow that Kamala Harris should be president. Even if a woman has been getting our back this entire time, even if they've been holding us down, even if black women were perfectly emblematic of the Proverbs 31 woman, and most of them are not. But even if they were, that does not mean that we should want a woman to lead us.
They've been raising us and working and having our backs. And when we get in trouble, and the system's not working for us, they're the ones who are out there marching and protesting.
Marching, protesting, and making an absolute fool of black men, showing the world that women lead us, that we're being dragged along by our women.
And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody?
Yes.
Who
not even thinking about
has a history of denigrating you?
There's a longer history. Even let's concede the point. Even if Trump had a long history of denigrating us, the progressives have a longer history of denigrating us through policies, through compassionate policies that do the exact opposite of the things that they say they would do. Joe Biden, 94 crime bill, the Affordable Care Act, all of these things that you all have put forward have done nothing but hurt the black man. The Great Society programs, the history of the Democrat Party is one of denigrating black men. And what are we supposed to? We're supposed to just keep taking it? Is that what it is? We're supposed to keep hugging up to y'all and voting for y'all every year while y'all promise we gonna give y'all something this time, and then you never do it?
Because you think that's a sign of strength? Because that's what being a man is?
We don't need lessons from you on what being a man is. Check yourself.
Putting women down? That's not acceptable.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go, Doc. All right, so that's unacceptable. Barack then said Barack has laid down the law. It is unacceptable. Now, how many of y'all have given y'all, your the sack over to the Democrat Party? When he says that, there you go. Now, when you're going to get the women have come out in droves supporting his message. Again, trying to gaslight us, trying to shame us into believing what he said is somehow true. We're not listening to this fool. And we're not listening to them either. We're going our own way. This movement has been necessary for years. It has taken too long. It's been 60 years in the making since they started to drive a wedge between us and our women. Okay, well, women, y'all want to do that? Keep voting for the Democrats. We're going to be over here doing our own thing, starting families with women who want to conserve what we have, whether they're black or other. Because I'm even telling my sons, you might not marry a black woman, depending on how things go and the way that the mindset. I'm giving them a set of questions that they can ask. They wouldn't even have to ask most women questions. They'd be able to just look at them and tell, like, oh yeah, you're not for me in any way, shape, or form. You would do nothing but destroy everything that I'm trying to build. But I digress. Let me just get back to let old Barack finish his points.
This shouldn't even be a question. I'm going to go ahead.
So that's he finishes up right there. That's it. I'm going to link the video down in the description. It's absolutely ridiculous that this man thinks that he can talk to us this way. I don't know what else to say. I think I've said everything that I need to say. I may do some reviews of videos of people responding to this, but I'm getting back into the groove. I figured out a nice new way to, keep things going. But until next time, thank you for rocking with me, for everybody who's continuing to do so. Until next time, be on the alert, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. See y'all around. Bye.